Hello Internet, and welcome to my week 23 DDPY Positively Unstoppable Challenge weekend update. Today, since it is Father's Day, I wanted to talk briefly about father figures before we get into stats and the like. This has been on my mind quite a bit because A, it's Father's Day, and other reasons we'll get to in a moment, but I want to start. So my own father was largely absentee after about the age of 8 or 9 when I chose to go live with my mother. Now, as an adult, looking back, I could see that probably hurt him quite a bit making that decision, but I was trying to escape the literal cokehead that he had just married, who had 3 kids of her own and no love for me whatsoever. So about 8 or 9, I moved in with my mom, and my dad largely, he was available if I needed him, and he could have come and seen me anytime he wanted. He did every now and then, 3 or 4 times a year, but largely absentee. If I had known what I was jumping into, I would have never made that decision, because what followed was a year of living with a father figure who was just the worst example of humanity. I'm not going to go into all the details, but just the worst. He disappeared after about a year when my mom finally threw him out and discovered how bad he was, only to be followed for a decade of a angry, narcissistic, abusive, manipulative alcoholic. Never physically abusive, thankfully, at least not to me and not to my mom that I saw, but just the real kind of piece of shit that likes to play mind games with people because he's smarter than them, so to speak. Some of you might know the type, and if you do, I apologize. I feel very sorry for you as well. About the age of 18, actually long before the age of 18, but at 18 I was able to escape, but long before that, I realized what has become a theme of my entire life so far until recently. I was completely on my own. I had no positive father figures in my life, and I wasn't going to have any. So I buried all of that and moved on with my life. And so far, to whatever extent I can see, I did pretty well without any father figures to look up to. That all changed about 5 years ago when I met almost 6 years ago when I met my wife. And her father is a paragon of dadness. He is a short, white-haired old man, quick as a whip, quiet, reserved accountant type. And the more I've gotten to know him, he accepted me into the family as part of the first nuclear family that I've ever been a part of. Him and his 6 children and family and our friend Susan and all of that. He's held together a family unit for 40 years, more than 40 years. And he did a great job. He's reserved, can't always express how he's feeling, but he very, very clearly loves all of his children and would do anything for them. And that kind of just love was something that was foreign to me at first. I didn't trust it at first. But he's actually one of the first people to comment on every one of these videos. He actually watches all of them. He's supported my habit of doing this goal and reaching 300 pounds. And he's just been a solid bulwark of support that you could always count on. And I didn't know how much that meant to me. Unfortunately, a couple weeks ago, we discovered that he is not long for the world. Terminal illness that can't be fixed. And so he's only got a little bit of time left. And I've just been reflecting on how much I'm going to miss the influence. I mean, obviously it's going to be harder on his children and my wife, and she's going through a lot, and I'm here to help her. But I didn't realize how much it would affect me, realizing that I'm not going to have a father figure of that type anymore, when I never felt that I needed one until I found one. And now I'm really going to miss it. So this goes to you, Ed. You're a great person, and you will be missed, and I will do whatever I can to step up and help take care of the family that you clearly adore. So that's all I can say about that. I'm going to skip stats this week. I want to let this video stand for what it is. My other social media contains all the stats. I am doing okay, and I'm going to make my goals, and I know I have an even more powerful reason to do so. So, to Ed, you're a great man, and your absence will definitely be felt.